Welcome, 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 everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a full moon read in Scorpio. The birds are waking me up this morning, so I needed to do this for y'all. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm just somebody here to help you through this thing that we call life. And yeah, let's get into the messages. I don't have a lot of time today, but I did a little bit of meditating earlier. And this season is really about, to be honest, I keep getting dragon and breathing and fire, and just like that also means like productivity. That also means like intimacy and passion and just like everything moving forward. So a lot of like the yang energy. I know that you guys have been feeling very restless. A lot of people could be coming down with colds or things that feel like it's a cold. I also meditated on that a little bit, and a lot of you guys need to rest. Rest is vital when it comes to any type of growth, any type of like new creations coming in, new wave paths coming in, new, just anything new that you want to come in, that wants to come into you, obviously, right? So you going out to have fun, you going out to like seek new opportunities, to meet people, to seek new opportunities, business or friends wise. You need the energy for that. So I am getting like a lot of rest and rejuvenation, but I don't have a lot of time, so I just want to get into it. So let's do a prayer. Heavenly Father, ancestors, spirit guides, and protective angels, thank you so much for waking us up today and letting me connect with the collective. I appreciate you from the abundance, substance, and prosperity that you give on an everyday basis. I also appreciate how you've been connecting with us, a lot of us through synchronicities, and I guess what people would realize is angel numbers. I also want to touch on that today. So if you can give me the most abundant and straightforward messages, I appreciate you. Also the messages being for our highest and greatest good. I appreciate you. I love you. And if you're not called on this reading, you're not welcome. Amen. So yeah, as I was shuffling the cards, Two of Swords came out. So like hard decisions, tough decisions. I feel like a lot of you guys feel like your back's against the wall because you're working so much. You working is not going to change the fact that like you still are confused about certain things in your life. Like a lot of you guys think that working is going to put you in a place where you're going to start understanding life more and like the synchronicities and understanding people more. But I don't think that's the type of aspect of your life that you're wanting to work on. So work does bring like a lot of resiliency. It does bring like a lot of cooperation. It brings a lot of like independent thinking. It also helps you be sustainable for the things that you want and need in life. But it doesn't really give, like I've never heard anybody say, well, I've heard a couple people say, but I can't identify for myself if it's true. They say that they love their job. It brings them a whole bunch of passion. And then usually when you look into what type of jobs they're doing, they might be helping kids. They might be a daycare teacher. This might be something that they've been wanting to do their whole life. And not everybody is going to have that passion. Not everybody's going to have that one thing or focal point or life path that they know what they're going to do. So work isn't going to bring the wholeness and enjoyment and relaxation and financial, like, what is it? Financial, oh, everyone was saying it before. What is it? Financial leeway, financial, like, you guys get it. It's not going to help. It's going to help you financially, but it's not going to give you like a financial freedom. That's what I'm saying. Because if it's work, it's obviously work. Like you have to work. You have to have a bigger purpose than work, so your job doesn't feel like work. But anyways, I want to also talk about the synchronicities before I start pulling cards. A lot of people have been seeing 1111. 333, 22, 33, 999, 777. There's been like a lot of increments of threes and twos. I think a lot of you guys have to just use the numerology to really sense what is trying to be brought into you. If you are recognizing things, or if you're seeing like the same car, you might see a pair of twins. You might see people wearing the same shirt, but they're like in two different families. The universe is trying to wake you up and have you pay attention to like your surroundings. But again, I'm just here for the full moon messages. If you guys know that the full moon this month is going to be in Scorpio. This is also the first full moon since the spring equinox. So obviously it's going to be a lot of heavy energy. A lot of people are going to be expressing their emotions outwardly. A lot of people, remember like that dragon. So if you guys aren't breathing and calming yourself down, there's going to be a lot of fire. In some places, it's really hot right now. In some places, you're waiting for it to be hot, but everyone's getting like this antsy anticipation of like, dang, when is it going to change so I can go outside and it can be summertime? But God's trying to have you prepare because the summer's going to be really hot, okay? Like hot meaning like relationships, breakups, new jobs, like maybe finding multiple different jobs. Some of you guys aren't even going to have a job through the whole summer, but you're still going to be good. There's going to be a transformation of happenings and events that you guys have never experienced before, and it is going to trigger like that emotion where this happened before and it didn't work out. And so I can't necessarily tell you what that emotion is. I can just let you know that it's something that you felt before. You thought that something wasn't going to be successful and it wasn't going to work out. So a lot of you guys are already preparing for failure. So I don't think that you should be surprised if it doesn't come out in the way that you like, because if you do want something to be successful, you have to prepare for success. You can't prepare for failure. So again, jobs, changes in jobs. I'm seeing some of you guys going to nursing school. I'm seeing some of you guys just going back to school in general. Some of you guys are stopping school because it's just getting a little bit too much. In the summertime, you actually are going to give yourself a break. Let's figure out what the messages are. We're already 6 minutes in and I only have about 18. Okay, so I have the Two of Wands and the Temperance card. You guys right now are trying to figure out what's going to create balance. Like you've already experienced everything in the past, right? You're like, okay, I experienced having my own place before, having my own car. I've lived in the city. Like I know everything already. I know the people. I know everyone at this job. You're still yearning for more. And that's not going to stop until you stop like this working aspect. A lot of you guys, I feel like you feel like you have to work all the time because you're trying to acquire more. And obviously we do want that, but wouldn't it be better if you could acquire more with other people as well? So look at it like this. If you're trying to get, and I'm just going to make it really simple. You want a pack of Gatorades, a 24 pack of Gatorades. And you're like, okay, this pack of Gatorade costs $8. Let's say you make $1 every 2 months. And again, I'm just making it simple so you guys don't have to think so hard. But you make $1 every 2 months. It's going to take you about 6 months to, or even maybe more, because again, like this 24 pack of Gatorade is something that you really want. And it's outside of your price range, obviously, of what you can afford. So you're going to save for it. But then let's say you get to you got $25, so you can also pay for the change. And this is a year later and you still worked for it. And then out of nowhere, you have to use that $25 on fixing your car rather than actually getting the Gatorade. And then a lot of people be like, oh, my life, I'm trying to get the things that I want, or this is something that I want and it's just being hard to obtain. And you just feel like everything was kind of useless because you always feel like something's going to happen. And that was that feeling that I was bringing up of, so you feel like something's going to happen and you're trying to prepare for the bad things happening, but it's actually something good, but you turn it into something bad. So a pessimistic mindset can set you back from the actual goals that you're trying to achieve because you're setting and preparing yourself for failure. And I know from probably a lot of you guys' mindset, it's probably, oh, well, I'm learning from my mistakes. But if you have the chance to do it over and do it the right way, you know what I'm saying? And maybe it just was the wrong time. You saving for that Gatorade just happened to be the wrong time. Doesn't mean that the goal still isn't valuable, that you're not able to get it. I just think how you get it can be a little bit different. So that's one way I feel like how a lot of you guys are thinking. But if you still want the Gatorade, why not make a friend that works at the Gatorade factory? You know what I'm saying? Like if this is something that you really aspire to do and you guys really care about it, you have to take yourself outside of what you're doing and the people that you're around and put yourself in a new group of people and be like, okay, well, you guys are on this field path and I'd like to see, you guys are making the Gatorade. I would like to see how you make the Gatorade versus you thinking that you have to have enough money to save up for the Gatorade. And now you feel sad because you had to spend your money on something different. So you guys get my point, but you're trying to create some balance, which is this Temperance card here. You're trying to create some balance between like your emotions, and also the logic that you have. I feel like a lot of you guys are really using a lot of logic in situations, and you're starting to figure out how you can use your emotions to just regulate everything. Like regulating your emotions is super big, especially when people around you are sensitive or people have been through something traumatic, or sometimes people aren't emotional at all. So you have to be in an emotional space where you're still where your vocabulary is at a place where they can receive it without offending them or without making them feel bad or whatever it is. So you guys are coming into a new way of, I guess, using this new power of communication. But you still don't really know what you want right now in life. And I think that that's okay. I think that if you knew what you wanted in life already, you would go straight for that. And then you would be bored. And then you'd be like, okay, fuck, I got that. And then that's the only thing. And then that's where most people don't have any motivation, because they, like rich people, they have everything that they want. So they don't have any motivation. That's why they make our lives difficult. There's no, yeah. We're going to go on to the next, though. The Hierophant card came out. I think a lot of you guys are worried about legalities and bills and things that are coming up in the past. I will say with this Scorpio full moon, it does make me feel like you have, like you're stressed about the bills. You're stressed about unexpected bills. You're stressed about like helping people. You're stressing about not being able to find the things that you need in time. You don't want to have to go to people to ask for help, but now it's like a situation where you have to go outside of yourself because it's a little bit overwhelming. There's like keys here at the bottom. So some of you guys could be stressed out about moving. Some of you guys could be stressed about where you stay right now. Some of you guys might be the key holder like at your job. So there's certain things that need to be, it's like for you to do your job, you have to ask other people to help you do your job. But it's the fact that the other people, you're not used to their energy and who they are and how they run things. So you feel like if you go ask them, it's almost like you don't know how to do your job. But I do think that if you guys are working together, like obviously they're in a different position, but you're still at the table. You know what I'm saying? So get the information. Don't feel embarrassed by it because you can't do a better job if you don't. What else do we have here? I'm getting the Hierophant card with like work, personal, and travel. I don't know what that's about. There's going to be a change in your work, personal, and travel, with the number 5 being on there. I also have the Sun card. So I do see that this is like something good for you guys. Let me ask what the overall, how does the collective feel right now about these changes? How will the collective feel about these changes? You guys are going to feel stable. I feel like a lot of things are going to happen. I also need to ask, but before I do that, what is the ultimate change that will be happening in the collective's life? King of Cups. So you might have a conversation with somebody who is willing to be the King of Cups now. The King of Cups is somebody who is in touch with their emotions. They're a king, so obviously they are, what was the word that I used earlier? They're in control of their emotions. They're people who really understand other people. Like they can empathize. They make you feel heard. They're also powerful. They can be a manipulator, but most of the time they don't use that energy. I can't say that everyone doesn't, but they usually don't tend to use their energy for manipulation, but they definitely can if they want to, if there's somebody that definitely tries them. But I will say, let me see what's on the bottom of the deck. You're going to have a happier time. Look, you guys are going to be sharing with each other, trying to understand each other more. It does kind of seem like this king is, it's not that they're confused, but they definitely feel like they're taking a risk with giving you their cup. They feel like this is a really big risk of like trusting you. And maybe this is like bringing you onto a team, or maybe it's in a relationship. They feel like they want to take things to the next level. They feel very like scared. Like, look at his face. He looks scared. But that's okay. It could be also you know what I'm saying? Like vice versa with the male and female energy, you know what I'm saying, with the masculine and feminine energy. But I do see a little red flag back here. So I'm going to get more information because, like I said, the changes for work, personal, and travel is going to look really good. And then, you know, I kind of asked, like, why with this King of Cups? Let me see. Tell me more about this King of Cups. Because there's a little bit of, like, foundation in there with the green. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of passion with the red. It's the Lover's card, but, like, okay, so this King of Cups really wants to, like, confess, like, their love to you. It's almost like they're ready, again, I was telling you, to take the next step. Tell me about this red flag with the King of Cups. I need to know. I think the red flag, though, could definitely be, again, just like that scarcity that I was talking about earlier. Like, if you guys want new things, you can't be afraid to ask the boss or tell the boss that, like, you need help for something. And it does seem like this person, they may just want the love, though, than, like, changing their behavior. So, like, that means, like, somebody really wants something to work with you. And instead of changing their behavior, they'll just, like, keep telling you they love you, like it's supposed to change. Okay, I have the 7 of Swords. So yeah, the red flag is that they don't think that the relationship's going to work because it didn't work out before. And, or like the work experience, you know, or the connection, whatever. I do see the Lover's card here. So they're very in their head about the situation working because, like, they have about 7 or 6 other swords that are against them that are in their head. This could be voices or narratives. Maybe like they go back to things back in their head that are just kind of like, oh, okay, well, you said that last time about me and I did this, so I don't want to come off that way. Or last time we argued, you did this. Or last time, like, we were on, like, you know, a new person came in and, you know, you took their side. Like, there's something that happened in the past for this person that they don't want to experience again. But with the Lover's card here, I do see that they're very hopeful. But also with being, like, a water signs can also be, like, it's like tide and pull, right? Like sometimes there's no water because the tide pulls all the way back. And sometimes like it's overfull of water and it's like, what is it called on the beach when it goes a high tide? Sometimes it's like that. So sometimes it's low tide. And sometimes it's really high tide. So for this person to be the king and still have like logic kind of like going back and forth, I think that they're trying to master their emotions and they feel like they mastered their emotions, but they haven't put it into effect yet. So that's what's making them scared. So they feel like they've, you know, doing a good job. I'm mastering my emotions. I know how I talk to people. I know how I'm coming off. Like they think they have a really good understanding of that, but they're still fearful of how like all these situations in their head have like just like transpired over time, like all these incidences this person thinks about and they just don't want to experience it, but nobody does. But my thing is like we live in the future and we can't do anything about it, so just move forward, hope that it's going to do better, you know. What is it? Hope for the worst. What is it? Pray for the worst, hope for the best. I don't get it. Let me see. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And I think that's what this person does a lot of the time, but they just don't trust that it's like their image in their head is so specific on how things should work out. So when it doesn't work out, it's like they feel like they failed. So that's what it is. But with the Lover's card, what else? Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me see. I have 6 more minutes. Judgment. Let me see. Whew. I do feel there's going to be some divine intervention. I see like 2. This doesn't look like a fairy. I'll cover that. There's like this fairy, and then there's also like this fairy, like they're angels. It's like this angel's coming in to bring this love connection, and then this angel's coming in pretty much to be like whatever's happening, whatever people that are around, whatever mindset that you're in, there's an angel coming in to bring you guys together, and then there's another angel that's coming to like protect the connection. You know what I'm saying? Like the angel's coming to give you like all the reassurance that you need for this person, for this connection. Like these people are like so happy. I can't show you all of them, but they're like so happy and they're like, oh my God, I'm saved. Well, it's like it's a relief situation because it's just like sometimes people are like, dang, I thought I was in this by myself. But I will say I also have the Tower card here, so it could look like a disaster, but I do feel like Spirit wants to bring this person to you who is understanding, who is empathetic, who understands that like people are people, you know? So they give like a lot of grace, but they also like, it's not that they don't want to change their actions, they just don't see what they're doing as a problem. So maybe, you know what I'm saying? I need more information on this Tower card and the Judgment, because this is going to happen. Like this Tower card's going to come in because there needs to be some type of like divine intervention for there to be like a different way of looking at things. Let me see. Yeah, like taking all your burdens, like just kind of laying like all your burdens down on the line. It's just like, hey, I'm a fucked up person. This is what I've done. The other person's like, I'm a fucked up person too. This is what I've done. And you guys almost make like a truce. You know what I'm saying? Let me get one more card to close it out. And I really think you have to like understand. I should have took that card out too. I think you guys have to really understand that it doesn't really matter how much you give to people if they don't feel inadequate enough. Like they just don't. There's nothing that you can do about it. So being in like this Hanged Man, you have all the information that you need to create justice in this situation. I do feel at a point you are going to have to create justice after this Tower moment, because please tell me how. What is the other person? How are they going to react? Because I see you guys. You guys are like, okay, I have the knowledge. How is the other person going to react? Okay. So I have the Ace of Wands. This person's going to come in with like some new information about like how you made them feel. This person's going to get like a new understanding of like how to problem solve and how they can do things. And yeah. It's almost like this person's gonna rearrange the words that they say so what they did wasn't so bad. And then you're gonna have to create justice in a situation. And so you guys already know how I feel about these things. Just let it happen. Let God, let the divine guidance happen. Let the person come into you. A lot of people feel really confused because they think that you don't know the games and tricks that they're playing. But of course you guys do. Of course you guys know what your values are. Of course you guys know that this person's like stingy with their, it's like stingy with their emotions. It's almost like they want you to expose more of yourself so they can judge you. So they can be like, okay, well, this is who you are as a person. They want you to be more exposed than them. But it's just not happening that way. It's happening the other way around. So I'll give you guys, I have 2 more minutes. I'll give you 3 cards of advice. Okay, here are the first 2. Victory. Keep moving forward with the things that you're doing. 8 of Cups. Keep searching for the things that make you happy. A lot of people are going to be hating on you. I feel like a lot of you guys aren't going to be in motion right now until you're in motion. It's like you're loading up the carriage. You're loading up like, what is it? The chariots. That's what you guys are doing. Like you're loading up the chariots. You're getting the things that you need. And the Devil. So don't feel like your hard work isn't going unnoticed. People are noticing the hard work that you're doing, but I know that there's this like toxic relationship that you have with overachieving. A lot of you guys feel like you need to overachieve in order to get the recognition that you need. But someone gave me really good advice when I was younger. And the advice is, if you're good, you don't need to brag on yourself. You don't need to speak up on yourself. People will talk for you. So a lot of the time, if you guys are doing good and you guys show that you're like gratuitous people, people are going to speak up for you. But I do think that now we're changing the energy. Like you can look like a good person on the outside, but people can feel your energy. So that's what I'm saying. I guess that like, if you know that you're a good person on the inside and you don't necessarily trigger people or do things that are just malicious, I think that people can see that and they'll speak on your behalf. But if you are somebody that's just kind of like, I do what I need to do, I, make sure things that need to get done, X, Y, and Z, and you don't have the right energy as you're going about it, because that was a lot of I statements, and you're not necessarily worried about other people, I do think that people do recognize that energy when it's not like community based. You guys get what I mean. I love you so much. Watch out for fake things, arguments, and people who are trying to lower your vibration. Keep going after the things that are going to get you that Nine of Cups, which is going to make you feel fulfilled and accomplished. And don't worry about people like educating you or making you feel like you're not doing it. And then also be prepared for that victory and some haters. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.